Hey everyone, it's Tammy at Walnut Creek Bath Boutique, and today I am attempting my third attempt at the September 2020 Soap Challenge Club Soap Challenge. And the challenge is ultra thin horizontal lines. And I'm going to show you my first two attempts because, like I said, this is number 3. My first attempt I was pretty happy with it. My lines are really thin, and that's part of the challenge. You have to get your lines really, really thin. But another part of the challenge is to get the soap color all the way through to the bottom. And I only got about halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way down through. So that's a fail. Another thing, I wasn't really happy with this batch is the dark. I felt like I needed like a contrasting color for some reason. I'm just not happy with that. I think it looks a little muddied. It's still pretty, but it's a fail mostly because the colors didn't go all the way through. So 2 days later, I tried it again. Another thing I did is I made this one really thick. This was not quite 1.5 inches thick, which no wonder my lines didn't go all the way through. This batch I made much thinner, more like 1 inch thick, but I still didn't get all the way through. You know, I was just like, dang. And another thing is my lines are not ultra thin. They're thin, but they're not ultra thin. But I do like the colors a lot better in this one. So I'm going to keep with these colors and add one. So I'll show you that in a minute. Another problem with this soap is it got crumbly. I haven't had a batch of soap get crumbly on me in probably 5 years. I don't know. I don't know if it's because my batch size is different. And I did add sodium lactate to this batch, which I didn't in the first one. And I know sometimes that can do it. I'm not adding sodium lactate today. So just to make sure, because I'm not gonna be able to sell this. I'll probably have to just give this to friends and family, but yeah, it's crumbly. Darn it. Part of the challenge is we do have to use 5 colors. So my 5 colors are Wholesale Supplies Plus. Look at that, hot pink. It's actually called Neon Hot Pink Kisses. It's really bright. It's pretty. I'm going to be using Micas and More Pink Lemonade. Yep, Pink Lemonade. Really pretty. I love that this is super, super shiny, shimmery. I wanted a paler pink, so this TKB Pro Pink. So that's my pale pink color. Another Micas and More Glamour Pink. I like this one too. I'm a fan of Micas and More. And then another neon-y type color is this Brambleberries Bubblegum Colorant. Today I am going to change things up a little bit in the color field because I want to do a mica and oil line. So I'm going to do this Brambleberry King's Gold mica in some oil and see about, giving it a little extra shimmer. This is one of my favorite golds, so I really like that one. I am going to be using Brambleberries Rose Quartz. It behaves very, very well because I have to keep my batter super, super thin. So this is a good one. I'm almost out of it, so my soap in this, so that helps making soap that quite literally I don't need to make. This year all of my craft shows were canceled, and I think I got one in February. I haven't had one since, but I was really hopeful for the Covered Bridge Festival in Indiana, and so late summer I was starting to make a lot of soap. That's a huge, huge festival, so I was preparing just in case. I mean, our soaps do have to cure for a while, and I can't make all the soap I need in just a couple weekends. I need time. I work full time, so I have a lot of soap. I don't need to make more. So what I did was I chose a fragrance oil that, oops, dropped my box. I chose a fragrance oil that behaves well and it won't hurt me to make more because I don't have a lot of those bars. So here's my box. I just used a small flat rate mailer, cut it down. It makes 6 square bars, so it works pretty good. I think that's it. My base is going to be titanium dioxide. I think I'm going to use a little less, and because that'll thicken your soap, so maybe I was using too much. We'll see. All right, I think I'm going to go get changed and get my gloves on and my lab coat, and We'll see what happens this time. Stick around and watch and see see how this one goes. Hey everyone, this is actually attempt number 4. I tried to do the 3rd attempt and this is the outcome. So it is the best bar of the batch. The gold did nothing for me. I didn't like it. And it started, some of the bars, I mean, it did go through a little bit better, but yeah, I just didn't like the gold. You can't hardly see any of my lines. They're not very distinct. So that time, I believe what I did was I swirled the batter, and you'll see that in a second. I swirled the batter too soon. It was too fluid, which muddied the colors. And so this time, I'm going to try this. This is my last time. It has to be because I'm out of time. I have to submit this by Tuesday, and it's Saturday. There's no way I'm going to do this again. So I just got my lye water in here. I'm just kind of whisking it for now. I'm going to do some of the same color. So here's my neon pink from Wholesale Supplies Plus. The same pink lemonade from Micah's and More. I have pearl pink from TKB Trading. And here's where I changed things up. I can't remember actually if I used Scarlet O'Hara from TKB. No, I didn't. I didn't use Scarlet O'Hara from TKB. So I was going to use this, but it ended up being a little too close to my pink lemonade. It almost looked like a really similar color. So what I did was I added a little bit of this ripe berry mica from Micah's and More. It's kind of a purpley, and it turned this really pretty fuchsia-y, purpley pink color. I think it's really pretty. And then I ended up using another bright color, so I used Fired Up Fuchsia from Brambleberry, and I thought, well, that's kind of peachy. That'll contrast nicely. But when I got mixing it up, it was like Fire Engine Red. So I'm not sure how Fire Engine Red came out of this, but it does say fired up, doesn't it? So anyway, we'll see. I'm going with it. I'm just going to go with it. What I'm going to do is get my batter to emulsion and not much past that. I'm not going to go to a trace. I'm just going to emulsify it. And I may just whisk it for a second to get there. I want to pour it very thin so it goes all the way down. I want to swirl it when it's a little bit of a trace, not too thick. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all my color in and just let it sit there for a few minutes. And actually, I thought I was being quite brilliant with this idea, and then I read on Facebook someone else did that. So I'm not unique at all. And I think she said it worked for her. So, you know, we'll see. I thought I was being kind of clever. No cleverness. This is what happens when you don't have patience. You say you're going to whisk it to emulsion, and then you get your stick blender out because it's taking too long. But very lightly. I am going to do my lines a little bit different. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 major lines. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't have it. Let me get a paper towel here. So I meant to mark on this, and of course I didn't. It's falling through crazily. I'm going to go ahead and scrape so I have some on top. Falling through almost too much. I'm back. It's probably been 4 minutes, if that. And I cleaned up a little bit in here, and I think it's got some viscosity to it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. So here we're just going to do ultra thin lines. Okay, here we go. I have like it's blank spot right here. Let me kind of get to this side here so I can see what I'm doing and get some speed. That's working better. I'm going to go through here a little bit more and try to get some more lines going. I'm trying not to muddy it up, but I'm trying not to have too big of white streaks. Or too big of any streaks, really. All right, now I need to get my ruler. I'm going to make, look how dirty my ruler is. It's got soap on it. I am going to make individual bar lines. Okay. The last thing I need to do is make a design on each of my 6 bars, and they have to be the same design. And this is what I really haven't thought about. So I'm so happy with this right now. I think I'm just gonna start here, and then go here and up. So it's a little bit like that. Start here, up. All right, guys, I really like it. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to be my best bet. So I am going to bring you back tomorrow. We'll cut this baby up and we'll see what it looks like on the bottom. Well, I'm back to cut my 4th attempt here. So looking at it in the box, so I really, really like it. I like the thin lines. I think it looks all right. Oh, and it smells wonderful. So let's get it out of here and see what it looks like when we cut it. I was able to get that all 4 times, that one box. So that was good. I was hoping I wouldn't have to cut up a box every time. All right, look at that. It went all the way through. I'm so excited. Look at this thing. It's humongous. And I have cut myself on this before, so I have to be very careful. All right, so I need to plane these because they're all jagged on the edge. That box lasted 4 times, but it was starting to get a little hard to get the freezer paper in there. Here's that. This is my entry for the Soap Challenge Club, September 2020. Thanks for watching.